Alright, so there's a new MCU movie post-Endgame, and that can only mean one of two things. The MCU is either dead once again, or we are so back. Hi everybody, Anthony here from Awesome Anthony Productions, and today I'm going to give you my review of Captain America: Brave New World. But before we get started, you know exactly what to do. At the end of the video, if you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. Now let's get into it. Brave New World picks up after the events of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, with Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson having fully stepped into the role of Captain America. His wingman, Joaquin Torres, played by Danny Ramirez, has now taken up the mantle of the Falcon, and they're working together carrying out missions for the US government. After a successful mission against the Serpent, played by Giancarlo Esposito, Sam, Joaquin, and one of the original super soldiers, Isaiah Bradley, played by Carl Lumbly returning from Falcon and Winter Soldier, are invited to the White House by now President Thaddeus Ross, played by Harrison Ford, taking over for the late William Hurt. He's going to recognize them for their heroics, but he's also brought them in because he's assembled world leaders to discuss what to do with the massive chunk of adamantium left in the Indian Ocean by the Celestial from Eternals. But things take a shocking turn when Isaiah and several Secret Service agents randomly try to assassinate President Ross. Chaos erupts, and Sam and Joaquin are thrown headfirst into a high-stakes mystery that will change everybody's lives forever. That was a mouthful, huh? Don't worry, I'll break everything down. First and foremost, I don't care what anybody says. I really like Sam Wilson as Captain America.
And half the world was like,
I like Sam Wilson as Captain America.
and the other half was like, he's black, kill him!
Sam may not have the super soldier serum, but he fully embodies everything that Steve Rogers stood for. Courage, integrity, and the unwavering will to do what's right. Just like Stanley Tucci said in that first Captain America movie.
Not a perfect soldier, but a good man.
We got a taste of that in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but this movie really highlights what makes Sam a great Captain America, showing his leadership, his ability to inspire others, and a healthy distrust in the government. But most importantly, his humanity. He's not a super soldier who can take a punch from Thanos and get back up. Sam gets bruised, battered, stabbed, and really has to think his way through a lot of fights.
Good luck, buddy. Good luck.
And this vulnerability makes his journey even more compelling. The action scenes are also a highlight here, especially considering the movie makes great use of Sam's Cap style of fighting along with his aerial style of combat from when he was the Falcon. The opening mission is exciting, but the standout sequence is the battle over the Indian Ocean by the Celestial. And if you've been missing seeing a truly angry, destructive Hulk on screen, well, when Ross finally hulks out and Red Hulk is shown in all his glory, the rampage might be brief, but I'm not gonna lie, it's undeniably satisfying. One of the most unexpected joys of this film too is how it ties up some loose ends from the Incredible Hulk way back from 2008. After years of Marvel pretending that movie never existed, we finally get some meaningful connections to it. Without spoiling too much, there are some callbacks that longtime fans will enjoy, especially regarding Tim Blake Nelson's character from that film, making it feel like once again the MCU is actually rewarding the audience for paying attention.
Do your homework?
Harrison Ford as President Ross is another strong point. He brings his usual grumpy growl to the role, but he still does his best to make Ross an interesting performance without just feeling like a rehash of his recent performances. And his dynamic with Sam is one of the best parts of the movie, as they really don't see eye to eye on much, but have to agree to work together regardless.
You're not Steve Rogers. You're right. I'm not.
And, of course, Carl Lumbly as Isaiah Bradley brings a ton of emotional weight to this story, and it was really great to see him again. Another thing I enjoyed was that, despite some really crazy rumors and all the stuff about reshoots and everything, this movie isn't bogged down by all the divisive political messaging that we've been really getting sick of from Disney in recent years. Instead, it keeps themes about trust and responsibility at the forefront, rather than forcing that social commentary in there just for the sake of it. Instead of lecturing the audience, the movie focuses on character-driven moments, the action, and the mystery surrounding the attempted assassination. Now, for the things I didn't like as much.
Oh boy, here we go.
Unfortunately, the writing in here is very inconsistent and at points just downright lazy. Instead of letting things unfold naturally, the dialogue literally spells out almost every plot point here. Giancarlo Esposito's villain, the Serpent, suffers the most from this.
Captain America caught without his wings.
He's supposed to be this intimidating figure, but at the end of the day, after a couple fight scenes, all he does is just relay a bunch of information to Sam and to us, the audience. My best friend jokingly called him Giancarlo Exposition, and I couldn't help but agree. The CGI is another mixed bag, which is pretty on par for superhero movies nowadays. Some scenes look pretty good, particularly the aerial combat sequences and the beginning fight, but when Red Hulk appears, you can really tell that the VFX teams that worked on this movie were stretched thin by that point. Then there's Shira Haas's character, Ruth. President Ross is head of security. I have nothing against the actress, and I think she does turn in a good performance, but the way this character is portrayed is completely ridiculous. She's supposed to be an ex-Black Widow, I know, but seeing a 5'2", 90-pound actress throw around guys 3 times her size completely took me out of the movie every single time. I know it's a comic book movie, and even with the MCU's stretched out logic of reality, this still pushed it a little bit. And speaking of pushing it, to bring him up again, remember how much the marketing hyped up Red Hulk? It really made it seem like he was the main villain of this movie. And if you were expecting a long, extended showdown between Cap and Red Hulk, you're gonna be disappointed.
Son of a bitch.
His screen time as Red Hulk lasts maybe 10 minutes, and it's all the way at the end of the third act. It really feels like Marvel and Disney dangled that in front of us to get butts and seats. I also was not the biggest fan of the villain and his plan. It makes sense, I guess, but it is so convoluted, it makes Zemo's plan from Civil War look like child's play. Plus, they try to hand-wave away any lazy writing by just telling you that he's super smart, which doesn't really relieve the movie of that sin.
Well, that's just lazy writing.
Then we have the post-credits scene. If it really wasn't obvious that Marvel didn't care about including one, this definitely proves it. It's pointless, rushed, and really feels like it was just thrown in there because Marvel realized, hey, we have not teased Secret Wars at all, and that's coming out in like 2 years. Remember when you actually got hyped for what's next when you saw a post-credit scene? Yeah, me too. There have been just so many post-credit scenes in the MCU that have gone absolutely nowhere, so it's really hard to get excited for them now. Take notes from the Sonic movies, Marvel. They're doing it right. At the end of the day, Captain America: Brave New World is not the complete disaster that so many people are making it out to be. And as usual, those people tend to be rage bait YouTubers. But it's also not quite the triumphant return to the MCU that we had before Endgame. It's an enjoyable, if flawed, mixed bag of an entry that really works best when it focuses on Sam Wilson's personal journey and the cost of being Captain America. The action delivers, the performances are strong, and there's enough heart here to keep things engaging. But weak writing, inconsistent CGI, and misleading marketing really held it back from being something great. But if you're a diehard Marvel fan, you're gonna find plenty to enjoy here. If you're on the fence, I think it's worth a watch, but maybe wait until Disney+. So, is the MCU back? Let's just say it's getting there. And that's my review of Captain America: Brave New World. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this review, you know exactly what to do. I said it at the beginning. Please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. While you're at it, you can scroll down in the description below, find the links to my socials, leave a comment, let me know if you saw this movie and what you thought. And if you want more of my content, you can click or tap on these cards right here. I'll take you to my review of Hard Eyes, or just over to my channel where you can check out the rest of my reviews and my shorts. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you next week for my review of The Monkey.